Good morning, everyone. This is Todd Brow with Senior Insurance Marketing, and we are excited to have Michael Gende with GTL to talk to us about cancer, heart attack, and stroke insurance. I'm sure all of us have experienced a loved one that has gone through cancer, had a heart attack, and also a stroke as well, too. So here is a way to help protect those individuals from those expenses, because those expenses can get very costly, and also help out in the time of need when those cancer, heart attack, or stroke does happen. So without further ado, I'm just going to swing it over to Michael Gende from GTL and let him talk to us more about cancer, heart attack, and stroke insurance. Michael?
Beautiful, Todd. Thank you very much. And just to be sure, are you able to hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Excellent. Good deal. Beautiful.
And
all
also,
right.
One thing, Mike, to everyone that's on the call too, if you just want to, if you have a question, just type it in the box there, and then we can address it, your question as well too. So as we go along.
Beautiful. And
all
so,
right.
Todd, when you see a question, you'll jump in then and let me know, correct?
Yep, I sure will.
Good deal. Beautiful. All right, you guys, thanks so much for sharing your time with me. I understand how valuable it is. We are going to go fast and furiously so that we can get through this and get you a lot of information. We're going to talk about the product itself, but I'm also going to go over a lot of sales tips and how to sell it. Take as many notes as you can, but I will give you this tip right here. If you've got a picture phone, a cell phone with a camera on it, take pictures of the screens, and then you can take the notes later, only because it may be easier based on the pace that we're going to be going on. So with that, let us begin. There we go. So today's agenda, we're going to talk a little bit about GTL. We're going to talk a little bit about goals, the product itself, how to set appointments, how easy it is to get the application through. We'll talk a little bit about claims. And if we have time, I'll share with you one of my favorite no-pressure three-choice closes. So without any further ado, this is our building right here. We are located in Glenview, Illinois, suburb of Chicago. We've got just under 300 employees. We are a mutual insurance company, and what that means is we are actually owned by the policyholders. Good news for that is it means that you guys won't ever have to worry about some big conglomerate coming in and buying us out. We'd have to decertify and go through a whole bunch of stuff. And it also gives us a tremendous amount of leverage and flexibility to be able to move quickly in bringing out new products and getting claims paid and everything else. We were founded in 1936 by Richard S. Holson I. Richard S. Holson III is our CEO and has been running the company for about 15 years. The company has always been run by one of the Holsons. Been in business over 80 years, top tier rating, zero debt. We have just had 7 record years in sales and profits, and this year will be an 8th record year in sales and profits, and we attribute it to our wonderful agents that we have and how we take care of our clients. We have 2 clients, those that sell our product and those that buy our product. Both of them must be taken care of, because if we don't take care of you, the agent, you won't sell our product. And if we don't take care of your clients who buy the product, they're going to be upset with us, and if they're upset with us, they'll be upset with you because you represented the product, and then you'll stop selling our product. So we make sure that we take care of our 2 clients. We have a full line of products. Today, though, we're going to talk about our cancer plan. But just so everybody knows, we've got a hospital indemnity plan, recover cash, critical illness. We're big in med sups, and also, which I don't have on here, our short-term home health care plan, which is something everybody should find out about. All right, let's take a moment and talk about goals. We are in the business of pushing ourselves. Each and every one of you are your own bosses, and it has been proven time and time again, study after study, that people who are goal-orientated have a higher level of success and happiness. And ultimately, Isn't that what we're all looking for in life, is to be successful and to be happy? So I'm going to show you this real quick, real simple goals program, and I'm going to challenge you to use it and follow it for the next 30 days. After that, you will stick with it the rest of your life because you'll be like, man, this makes a big difference. All right, a goal should be in writing, believable, achievable, measurable, have a deadline, and you need to commit to reading your goal every day. Something special, something magical happens when your pen hits the paper and you write your goals down. Before you put it on paper, it's just an idea floating in your head. But once you put it on paper, now it becomes something concrete, something you can see, and now something that you can focus on. I say this to you, and that is that you don't need to go off on a 3-day retreat up in the North Woods in order to come up with your goals. You know what you need to do? You need to take about 5 minutes at the end of this presentation and start writing down your goals. You want to write down your short-term goals, what you want to accomplish within the next month, within the next 6 months, within the next year, 5 years, and lifetime. And you're going to change your goals throughout, as you progress forward. But I challenge you, put them down on paper, and then you can start refining them. Goal needs to be believable because we all know whatever we believe we can achieve, and we need to make them measurable. Sometimes I'll say to an agent, hey, what's your goal for this year? And the agent will say, I want to have a successful year. That's great. However, how do we measure that? What would a successful year entail? And then they'll say, oh, you know what? I want to put $100,000 more on the books than I did last year, or I want to make $50,000 more in income. All right, now we have a measurable goal. We need to have a deadline on our goals. And the reason why we have to have a deadline, you guys all know this, is why? It is because we as human beings are procrastinators. And if anybody out there is not a procrastinator, I applaud you, but it seems like we all are. So we need to put a deadline to put a little bit of pressure on ourselves of when we will attain our goals. And then here's the most important part of your goal program, and that is you need to commit to reading those goals every single day. Here's a little trick that I do. At the end of the night before I leave my office, I always grab a blank sheet of paper and I'll write down my immediate short-term goals that I want to accomplish tomorrow. And I'll put it right on the desk. The first thing when I come in, that list of goals is staring right at me. As I work my way through those immediate goals, I cross them off. On my wall, I have my longer-term goal, my midterm, long-term, and lifetime goals. So I see them all the time. I also have them taped. I shrunk them down and I have them taped to my vanity mirror in the at home, and also to my visor vanity in my automobile. So they're in front of me all the time. And the reason why you want your goals in front of you all the time, because if you're focusing on something, you have a much higher likelihood of achieving it. So again, I challenge you, this very simple goal program, follow it for 30 days and see what you think. All right, moving forward, let's talk about the cancer plan. All right, let's get our computer working. There we go. So the plan we're going to go over is available in all the states but these few that you see listed here. And we are making a huge impact. In the last 2 years, we here at GTL, with your help, have paid out over $80 million in claims between our cancer and our hospital indemnity plan. And our hospital indemnity plan has a cancer rider that you can put up to $20,000 of cancer coverage on it. That's why we include it. This $80 million, hey, that's more in claims that we've paid out than most of our competitors combined have taken in premium. It just lets you know how strong we are in being able to process claims and take care of your clients. Cancer coverage is so vitally important. These are statistics that I'll bet all of you already know, but it's always good to see them again. 50% of men, 33% of women will be diagnosed with some form of cancer during their lifetime. 1 out of every 2 men, 1 out of every 3 women. So here's something when you're selling cancer insurance that you have to find a way to get it through to the client. And that is, here's a little story. About 6 months ago, I was paying one of my credit card bills or something online, and the guy who
She has it all over her.
Oops, so I'm hearing somebody talking. Do we know what that is, Todd?
Yeah, I just got them muted. They're muted.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Okay, sounds good. Good deal. So anyways, I was paying online. I'd called in over the phone to pay a credit card bill. And the guy was just super happy and chipper and enthusiastic. And when we got all done, I said to him, I said, man, I just want to compliment you in that you're the most enthusiastic person I know, blah, blah, blah. And he said, well, today's a very special day for me. I go, why is that? He goes, today is my day where I have been in remission from cancer for 6 months. And I was like, wow, that's really powerful. We're in the cancer business. Can I ask you some questions about it? He goes, yeah, go right ahead. Anyways, he told me his story. He was 40 years old, top shape, and goes in every year for his annual checkup. Never thought that he would ever get cancer, and goes in. They do the blood work just for his regular checkup, feeling great. A couple weeks later or whatever it was, the doctor called him up and said, hey, I need you to come in and see me. He came in. Doctor said, you have cancer. And it happened just like that. And he said the day before, he's feeling fine. You know, life is going along just great. But now all of a sudden, goes to the doctor, and doctor, you have cancer. And he goes, his whole life changed overnight. And somehow, like all of us, like I don't think I will ever get cancer, but deep down I know that I have a 50% chance of getting cancer. And when it happens, it's going to turn my life upside down. And that's where we as agents have to find a way to get our clients to understand how it just changes your life immediately when you get cancer. So, all right, moving forward. Costs add up very, very quickly. Over here you'll see where it is showing an individual with $50,000 worth of costs. If they have a 20% copay, hey, that's $10,000 right there out of their pocket. All right, how do we bring up cancer insurance? So number one, let me say this. The only way that cancer insurance ever gets sold is when you as an agent bring it up to your clients, because nobody wakes up in the morning, let's see, today's Saturday morning, I'm going to make a to-do list. I'm going to go to the health club, then go to the grocery store, and then go get my hair cut. Oh, and then I'm going to go buy cancer insurance. That never happens. The only reason why people buy cancer insurance is because an agent alerted them that a policy is available. And so that's why we owe it to ourselves as professionals and to our clients to represent them to have brought up cancer insurance to every single one of our clients. Anybody 90 years of age and younger, starting at age 18. And how do you bring it up? Here you go. Here's a very simple way. Who do you have your cancer insurance with, Bill? Okay. I would memorize that sentence right there. Who do you have your cancer insurance with? And I would get used to bringing that up to every one of your clients. And then you follow it up with this. And this is one where I would suggest take a picture of rather than trying to take notes. So I say to my client, hey, Mary, who do you have your cancer insurance with? And Mary goes, oh, I do not have any cancer insurance. I don't even know what that is. What do you mean? And then I say, well, who do you know that's had experience dealing with cancer? Well, Mary, who do you know that's had experience dealing with cancer? All right. What they're then going to do is they're going to give you the person that's closest to them that has had cancer. All right. So if somebody in their family has had cancer, they're going to bring up that individual. And then at that point, you're going to say, so Mary says, oh, you know what? My mom battled cancer for 10 years before she passed away. Then you're going to say, is it okay if I ask you some questions about that? Is it okay if I ask about that? Can we talk about that? And unless it just happened, they're going to say, yeah, go right ahead. And then I'm going to say, please tell me about what they went through. Please tell me about what your mom went through. And here's some additional questions. What I'm doing is I'm getting the client talking about what their mom, their brother, their cousin, their neighbor, whoever it was that went through, because they are then doing my job, which is they are creating the need of why they should get cancer insurance. But we're doing it through their own personal narrative, their own story. So, well, who do you know that's had experience dealing with cancer? Oh, my mom had battled it for 10 years. Is it okay if I ask you about that? Yeah, go right ahead. Please tell me about what she went through. And then I listen. And if she doesn't mention it, I'm going to say, did your mom have to have chemotherapy? Oh, she did. What was that like? Boom, boom, boom. I get her talking. If she doesn't mention radiation, hey, did your mom have to have radiation treatment? Oh, yes, she did. Tell me about that. Did she have to have surgery? Please tell me about that. And we're spending 5-10 minutes with them talking. We all know this. 2 ears, 1 mouth, use them proportionally. We sell more by asking questions and getting the clients talking than by us talking. Did she have to have surgery? What was that like? And then you start bringing this back around, and now you say, how did all that affect your mom and dad financially? And we all know it affected them greatly because no matter what type of insurance you have, it's very costly when you have to go through cancer treatment. So you're going to get the answer, oh, it was devastating. It cost them a whole bunch of money. They ended up having to sell they had bought a motorhome for retirement and they ended up having to sell that or whatever it may be. All right, so here's how you bring it all around. Based on everything you've told me about what your mom and dad went through financially and how it destroyed them, I feel that I am absolutely obligated to share with you our cancer plan. And in this instance, this cancer plan, it could have paid your mom and dad $75,000 tax-free. Tell me, would that have made a difference to alleviate their financial stress? Of course it would have. All right, there's your questions of how you are going to bring up cancer to every one of your individuals. All right, moving forward. Tell you a little bit, this plan here that we're going to go over, it's a very simple plan. It's an affordable lump sum policy, and it indemnifies, it pays directly to the client no matter what other insurance that they have. And then there's additional riders that we'll talk about that you can add on. So this plan here is going to help eliminate for your client their out-of-pocket expenses, their financial stress, as we just talked about, and the uncertainty of, hey, how will I get through that? It's going to increase your commissions, which, hey, let's admit, we're all in this business for 2 reasons, and not necessarily in this order. We're in business because we love helping people, and we love getting paid to help people, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's going to increase your referrals. Here's a very simple way of increasing your referrals. Anytime I give a training session or a presentation in person, I always ask people, I say, hey, who is asking for the number of referrals that they feel they should be asking for? Who is bringing up referrals as often as you think you should? And inevitably, there's nobody, or maybe there's one person that is asking for referrals just as a standard operating procedure. And then when I say who would like to ask for referrals more often, and everybody raises their hand. And the reason why people don't ask for referrals is, the answer that I always get and how I feel is, I feel kind of like I'm begging them, hey, who should I, who do you have anybody that would want to buy this plan? So here's a real simple way to ask for referrals. And it's this. Hey, Bill, hey, Mary, who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? Hey, Bill and Mary, who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? Maybe your brother, maybe your sister, maybe a neighbor, other family member, but who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? It's a very easy way to ask for referrals. And when something is easy, we have a tendency to do it. And if we just get in the habit of that simple question, who do you know that you feel would benefit from talking with me? Asking that from every client that we have contact with, you watch how your referrals will go up. And we all know how powerful referral is. All right, this plan will also help with you keeping customers, with retention, because we all know that the more clients, the more policies that your clients have from you, the higher their level of loyalty and the less likelihood of another individual agent coming in and poaching that client away from you. All right, let's move forward. If we can get this to work, there we go. So the market here, all right, if you take a look, do your clients have health insurance? Let's hope that they all do. But their out-of-pocket exposure when they come down with cancer is tremendous. Do they have a family history of cancer, heart attack, and stroke? If they do, they understand the treatment process, which is where that line of questions comes in from earlier. So they will realize with a little prodding from you how important it is. They know that it could happen again if they've had cancer and they've been in remission for over 5 years. We have only a 5-year look back. So if they've been in remission for 5 years, it's like they never had cancer as far as we're concerned, and they can buy a policy. Most companies out there, and again, they don't pay anywhere near the amount of claims that we pay, have a 10-year look back. So they have to have been cleared for 10 years. Any small business owner absolutely should have this plan. So 36% of cancer patients deplete their savings during treatment. 24% have to borrow against their retirement plans. And that's if they even have a retirement plan. But you can see the financial impact and how devastating it is. And you, as an agent, get to be a superhero, offer them the plan, sell them the plan, and protect them so that down the line they are covered. Getting off track just a little bit, I want to tell you, our plan has a return of premium rider that you can add on it. And that means that there's 3 different riders. One of them is a 20-year return of premium rider. So after they've had this plan for 20 years, at any point after that, if they cancel the plan, we are going to give them all of their money back minus whatever they've received in claims. And the reason why I'm bringing this up out of order is it is just such a strong selling point in that, how cool is it that you're going to get all of your money back one way or another. Every dollar that you pay, all the money that you've paid in on premiums, you're either going to get it back because you've collected it in claims, or at some point after 20 years, you can cancel the plan. And you don't have to cancel it at 20 years. You can keep it for 28 years and then cancel it and get all your money back, okay, minus whatever we paid you in claims. Then you can also, there's a return of premium upon death prior to age 86, and then there's a return of premium upon death at any age. All right, we already talked about this. 1 out of every 2 men will develop cancer in their lifetime, 50%, 1 out of every 3 women. Approximately 90% of cancers are from non-hereditary factors. So we all are at risk of coming down with cancer. 47% are direct costs, 53% are indirect costs of cancer. And let's take a look at what we mean by indirect costs. The biggest indirect cost is the loss of income, okay, whether you're in the senior market or in the underage market. And let me also tell you this, that the younger, this is an issue age plan, and it is guaranteed renewable for life. So the younger somebody is when they buy this plan, the less costly it will be to them. And if they buy it, say that they're 22 years old and they buy this plan, even when they're 70, they're still paying based upon as if they were 22 years old. So it's very beneficial for you to get that plan to all of your clients' children, 18 and above. And then also they keep that plan for years and years and years. And guess what? You're getting residuals for years and years and years. All right, moving forward. So people that come down with cancer, it used to be a death sentence. Now it's not a death sentence, but it is a financial death sentence because it is so costly out-of-pocket expenses. And that's where you come into play by selling them a cancer plan. Heart attack and stroke, just as serious. Cancer isn't the only show in town. This plan that we have is a plan that you can sell it as a cancer lump sum plan. You can sell it as a separate standalone heart attack and stroke plan, or you can combine it where it's a cancer and then also has a heart attack and stroke rider on it. And you can change the dollar amounts between the 2 plans. Frequency of heart attacks, 2 out of every 3 men will develop cardiovascular disease in their lifetime. 1 in 2 women will develop cardiovascular disease in their lifetime. 85% of people who have a heart attack survive. And heart disease is the leading cause of death for both men and women. Each year it costs the United States over $200 billion between services, medications, and lost productivity. These are some more statistics. Feel free to take a picture of those. All right, so with this plan, your client is going to get access to the Mayo Clinic online. We are the only ones, GTL is the only ones that have a partnership with Mayo Clinic that can offer Mayo Clinic online. And this comes automatically. And what's so cool about this is this website has over 30 unique algorithms. And an algorithm is the artificial intelligence that we have heard all about. In other words, the algorithms teach the computers how to think so that they can think, I hate to say it, but faster and more thoroughly than the human brain, especially when you get into this many algorithms. The way that it works is there's 300 common symptoms that your client, and they will check on one, and then they will answer symptom-specific questions, and then they will receive a measure of how they should care for it. All right? Very, very powerful, and we all know the reputation of the Mayo Clinic. We already talked about how you can design this plan any way you want. It can be a standalone cancer, standalone heart, or a combination. And you see here just a visual example. The best plan is to combine cancer with heart attack and stroke. That's the best value. Okay, some basics of the plan. So this plan, from age 18 to 65, the individual can buy up to $75,000 in lump sum coverage. Now, say they are 64 and they buy this plan. When they become 66, they still have $75,000 in coverage. So once you buy it, you can keep it forever. Once if you are 66 when you're buying this plan, then you can get up to $50,000 in coverage. So issue age is 18 to 90, but once you own the plan, you can keep it forever. Individual coverage, you can also add children on. Remember I mentioned to you that it is guaranteed renewable for life, and it is issue age. So whatever age they are when they buy this plan, that is the age that they will always be having their premium based upon. Coverage amount, $2,500 all the way up to $75,000. We've got male, female, and we've also got experimental treatment. So we will pay 25% more than whatever their lump sum amount is if they are getting experimental treatment. So they pick up a nice little bonus with experimental treatment. And we all know with all the new developments in that, there's all kinds of experimental treatments that are going on, but many times they cost more, and so we've added a nice little bump to cover your client for that. Something I want you to know is, on average, we pay our claims within 8 to 10 days. Industry average is well above 15 days. We want to get your clients their money just absolutely as soon as possible. So, invasive cancer, we will pay 100% of the lump sum benefit amount. If your client gets in situ cancer, we will pay them 25% of the lump sum based benefit amount, and they will still have 75% left over. Again, remember we pay an additional 25% for experimental treatment. Now, what is cancer in situ? Hey, if you're going to get cancer, you want to get cancer in situ. It's an early stage cancer in which the cancerous growth or tumor is confined to the site from which it started. It's not spread to any surrounding tissue or other organs in the body. In other words, they just go in, take it out, sew it back up, they're done. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen very often. It happens typically in the 5 to 15% range of individuals, okay? Standalone heart attack and stroke, we'll pay 100% for a heart attack of the lump sum benefit. Stroke will pay 100% if they have a stroke. And you can add children on there, 0 to ages 18. and their coverage ends at age 25. Give you an idea of premium. So an individual age 45 can get a male $10,000 worth of coverage, $14 per month. $20,000 worth of coverage, $27 per month. Now, just so you know, you have to have a minimum premium of $250 annually in order to get the plan. And we can debit their checking account monthly, quarterly, semi-annually, or annually. We can do direct bill quarterly, semi-annually, or annual. By far, the mode that has the highest retention rate is monthly, coming right out of their checking account. We do not accept credit cards. Heart attack and stroke. Excuse me. You can see the premium there for a $20,000 benefit, age 45, $27, female, $22. And remember, if you have any questions, type them in and we will get them answered for you. All right. We also have on this plan where you can add what's called the benefit builder. And what this benefit builder does is it will boost up most of your benefits. For instance, all of your benefits increase by 25% for cancers diagnosed as late stage. So if you've got $50,000 benefit amount and you get diagnosed with late stage coverage, we're not going to pay you $50,000. No, we're going to pay you 25% in addition to that. So we're going to pay you $62,500. Also, we will pay $500 for skin cancer, and we will pay that payable 3 times in a lifetime. You can collect it once per year, up to 3 times in a lifetime, so that's $1,500 you can collect. And we increase your coverage of cancer in situ from 25% to 50% of your lump sum benefit. And here's the big one right here. We'll pay $100 per year wellness benefit for an annual physical exam. And the reason why that's so important is that knocks down the cost of the benefit builder so that it is super reasonable cost-wise, which I'll show you in a little bit. If you have heart attack and stroke coverage, we will pay through the benefit builder 10% for TIA, which is like a mini stroke. We'll pay 10% for an angioplasty or a stent. Bypass covered at 25% of the lump sum benefit. Valve replacement 10%. Aortic surgery 25% of the lump sum benefit. Okay, let's look at the cancer plan with the benefit builder. You see for a male age 65, it's only $13 more per month, so what's that, about $140 per year? But don't forget you get $100 when you get a physical done every year, which everybody should do. So now it's only running them $44 per year. And you see the female, $10, $975. So what's that? That's less than $120. So ultimately, with the $100 physical exam benefit that they get, $20 per year. So very beneficial to add that on. All right. Here's one that I love. And this is what's called the recurrence benefit rider. So you get cancer, you get paid your lump sum amount. Let's just use that it's $50,000. You get paid your $50,000. Well, now, guess what? You're ineligible. You can't go out and buy more cancer insurance because you've got cancer. But here's what's so powerful about this recurrence rider and why I recommend that you always offer it to your client, in that once your cancer has been diagnosed as being in remission, guess what? Now that first year in remission, the $50,000 lump sum rebuilds 10%, so that if the cancer comes back during that first year of remission, or if you get a new cancer, you're going to get paid 10%, $5,000. During the second and third year, your plan has rebuilt to 25%. Fourth year, it's rebuilt 50%. And after you've had this plan in remission, your cancer has been in remission for 5+ years, now it's right back to that original $50,000. And the cancer comes back, or you get a new cancer, and guess what? You get paid $50,000 all over again. All right. Here's the return of premium rider that we were talking about. Ages 18 to 65, you can get 20 years from the effective date when you started. Now, if you're 66 years or up to 70 when you buy it, you can get 15 years from the effective date or upon reaching age 85. Another return of premium is upon death before age 86 or payable upon death period. This one right here, the 20-year one, is the most reasonable, and it is so effective when you offer it to your clients. They love it. Intensive care rider, that will pay a choice of daily benefits up to $600 per day if you are confined to a hospital ICU for any reason. Benefits reduced by 50% at the attained age of 65. We have a critical accident rider, so if they fall or break anything, or if they pass away accidentally. And dental and vision rider. And what this does is this will pay up to $1,200 per year. That's the benefit amount that I always recommend that you go with for your clients. It's the most value for them. So during year number 1, they can collect up to 80% of the actual charges, okay, up to 50% of the $1,200 after a $100 annual deductible is satisfied. And year number 2, now they can collect up to the full $1,200, and we will pay 80% of the actual charges, not the usual and customary charges, which would be a less dollar amount going into your client's pocket. Here's what makes this plan so powerful in my opinion. So they buy the plan after they've had it for only 3 months, and typically it's about $30 per month, thereabouts. Now, they can then collect up to $75 for a dental checkup. All right, after only 3 months, they can collect up to $50 for an eye exam. So after only 3 months, they can collect $125 right there. And these are exams that they should be having done every year anyways. After they've had the plan for 6 months, this is where it really gets good. This is after only 6 months of the first year. Now we will pay them $200 for prescription eyewear or contacts. And let me say this. The $200 that they collect for the prescription eyewear or contacts, the $75 that they collect for the dental exam, and the $50 that they collect for the eye exam, that $325 total that they can collect after only 6 months, they do not need that $100 annual deductible to collect that. That stands alone. So each year they can collect $325 just by going to the eye doctor and the dentist and getting a pair of glasses or contacts. And as you can tell, hey, that knocks the cost down to minimal amount. Now after 12 months, now we will pay for bridges, crowns, full dentures or partials, treatment relating to the replacement of natural teeth, outpatient dental surgery, full mouth extractions, or fluoride treatments. And it's important to note that if existing bridges or dentures need repair or replacement, here's the big one, due to injury, the 12-month period is not applicable. Meaning, hey, they buy this plan and then they fall down and break their dentures. That's an injury. Guess what? We're going to be able to apply that 80% right from the get-go. So they could collect up to $600 their very first year on that. All right, moving forward. When will your clients call you asking for assistance with their copays, okay, or with anything? And guess what? You know when they're going to call you is most likely after a serious health event. And that's why it's so vitally important to offer this cancer plan to your clients ahead of time, not when it's too late and they can't get the plan at all, okay? Setting up an appointment. Here's something that you guys already know this, but it's always good to hear it again. Whenever you call a client, very important to spend a couple minutes doing a warm-up where you're just talking to them like your friend and like the friend that they are to you. Then you get down to business of the reason for the call, set up the appointment, and we all know when we're setting up appointments, we give them 2 choices. Is it better in the beginning of the week or the end of the week? Is it better in the morning or in the evening, or in the morning or in the afternoon? And they go, oh, the afternoon. All right, I've got a 1 o'clock and I've got a 4:30. Which would be better for you? Don't just say, hey, what time is best? give them choices. You'll set more appointments. And then obviously you want to make sure that they qualify. If you're calling them to sell them a cancer plan, you're going to want to ask them the cancer questions. We'll go over those in just a little bit so that you don't head to their house and knowing that they can't buy a plan. And then most importantly, do the warm down. Hey Bob, what do you have going the rest of the day? Just get them talking about themselves. All right, this plan, it's a simplified issue, yes, no questions, which I'll show you in a little bit. There is a male and female height and weight chart, but it's pretty generous. Not eligible if they're taking any of the medications that's on the medication list. Additional underwriting may be required based upon some of their answers. Here's a little bit about underwriting. Very simple. So if your client is 65 or younger and they're buying under $50,000 of coverage, there is no medical information bureau, no prescription, no personal history interview. If they're getting $50,000 or above, then we're going to do a medical information bureau. 66 to 90, if they're buying under $35,000, no MIB, no prescription, no personal history. If they're getting $35,000 or above, then we're going to do a prescription RX check and personal history interview, just so you know that. And again, you can take pictures of these if you want. And this is with the heart attack and stroke rider. There we go. Let's get that on there. So you can take a photograph of that rather than me just repeating it over and over. Okay. Let's show you sample application. Very simple to fill out. Let's enlarge this. Got to go magnifier. There we go. Click on that. And there we go. Okay. So here are the health questions. In the past 5 years, has any person to be insured been diagnosed as having received medication for or been treated by a physician or an appropriately licensed clinical professional acting within the scope of his or her license for AIDS or AIDS-related complex or had a positive HIV test result? The answer is no. We go forward. Questions 2 through 5, in the past 5 years, has any person to be insured had been diagnosed or as having received medication for or been treated by a medical professional for COPD, COLD, emphysema, or chronic bronchitis requiring the use of 2 or more medications or oxygen therapy? Nope. Good. Move forward. If the answer is yes, then they're not eligible. Cancer coverage. Leukemia, Hodgkin's or non-Hodgkin's disease, lymphoma, malignant melanoma, or internal cancer, a pre-leukemic or pre-malignant condition? Nope. Good. PSA reading greater than 4.0 or abnormal mammogram test results where cancer has not been ruled out? Nope. Wonderful. We're in great shape. And then for a heart attack or stroke, heart attack, heart bypass, angioplasty, stent placement, coronary artery disease, angina, heart disease, congestive heart failure, pacemaker or defibrillator, heart arrhythmia, peripheral vascular disease, cardiac, artery disease, stroke, TIA, aortic valve disease, or in the past 6 months had a blood pressure reading greater than 150 over 95. Has any person applying for coverage had diabetes, treated with insulin before age 85? Has any person applying for coverage had diabetes treated with insulin starting at age 45 or older? If yes for 5 or 6, they are not eligible for the heart attack or stroke. Okay. For question 7, if yes, that person may be eligible for coverage with some modified benefits. All right. Moving forward, and we're just about getting ready to wrap up here. So if you have any questions, make sure that you put them in. Don't forget to, and I want to go back to this one, it's very important, don't forget to answer if this is a replacement policy, if it's replacing any other, and then sign and put your agent code in. Now you also have the ability via e-app, which is what we highly recommend. About 50% of our business comes in via e-app, and that way it eliminates any possibility of a mistake being made. Claim forms, very simple to use. They call into our claims department. We will get them the claim forms. They can also download them on our website. Our website has just about everything that your client could possibly need, but we're here to take care of your client. We really want you to understand we're going to take care of all that. We don't want you to have to get involved in the claims process. We want you to be out there making people happy and making yourself money. Remember, $80 million we've paid off in the last 2 years, and let's look at how easy it is. So we have the ability with our e-platform. You can do it via your laptop. You can do it via your phone, your iPad, your Android. All of that is available and very user-friendly, especially if we walk you through one time or you watch one of our tutorials that you will see. Your client can actually sign right on your iPad or Android using their fingertip or a stylus, and you can submit the business immediately. Let's see. We are all about making everything very easy for you to do because we know that, hey, anytime we can make your jobs easier, you're going to love us more, and if you love us, you're going to represent us, and we have a great relationship. I'm going to give you my number in just a minute so that you guys all have that. Let's see, how are we doing on time? I'm going to spend 3 minutes and just share with you a real quick close that is my all-time favorite for selling cancer insurance. I like to give the client 3 different choices. All right, so this one here is a male age 45, and I'll sit down and I'll write this out by hand real fast. So Bob, for $30,000 worth of cancer coverage, you're going to be looking at $39.58. If we add heart attack and stroke with recurrence, it'll be $88.83 per month, and if we go heart attack and stroke without recurrence, it'll be $72. Which one of these will be best for you? That's how I close it. Which one of these will be best for you? And then in a perfect world, they pick one and away we go. In the real world, they say, what do they say? They say, well, I really have to think about it, right? All right, here's a way that I love when a client says they have to think about it. You're going to use this combination. You're going to do a feel, felt, found. You're going to paint a picture with words. Then you're going to think about it together. Then you're going to ask 3 positive questions. You're going to ask for any negatives. And then you're going to summarize and go back to the 3 choices. And here's how it looks. Here's how it sounds real fast. And if anybody wants this word track, I do have it that I can send it to them. So I have to think about this. You know, Bob, I understand how you feel. Most of my clients have felt the same way about having to think about the decision that they need to make. But here's what we have found. Now I'm going to paint a picture with words. Once I leave your house today, you're going to take this brochure, you're going to put it in your bottom drawer, you're going to close that drawer, and then you're never going to think about this plan again until when? That's right. Until you've you're leaving the doctor's office, you've just been diagnosed as having cancer, and you're saying to yourself, oh, hey, I got to call Michael and see if I can get that plan from him. So then you call me and say, hey, can I buy that plan? I've just been diagnosed with cancer, and then I have to shake my head no and say, no, unfortunately, now you're not eligible at all for this plan. So, Bob, let's avoid that ugly conversation from ever taking place, and let's think about this plan together. Now I'm going to ask 3 positive questions about coverage. Do you like the fact that on any of these, if you get cancer, you're going to get paid $30,000 tax-free, and that money is going to go straight to you, and you can use it for whatever you want? And I'm shaking my head yes, and he says, yes, I like that. Now with this one, do you like the fact that you're going to also have heart attack and stroke coverage with recurrence? Yes. Boom, boom, boom. And then I'm going to say, do you like the fact that, hey, we can add the option of the return of premium so that you're guaranteed to get all your money back one way or the other? Yes. Which one of these, based upon that, which one of these will be best for you? Okay? So there you go. All right, let's get you some important phone numbers. Most important phone number, 800-323-6907. This is for sales support, or the email is agency@gtlxc.com. Call them when you need supplies, and also if you have any questions about the policy itself. Now, if you're not contracted with us, then you got to call Senior Insurance Marketing and get contracted with GTL through them. That's very important. Give those guys a call. And one last number, my phone number, direct office number is 847-460-4751. 847-460-4751. And you see here my email address, mgende@gtlic.com. Todd, do we have any questions?
Let me check here. I don't see any in the box. Let me check. Bill, looks like you have your hand raised. Go ahead, Bill. Did you have a question, Bill? I don't think you did.
Okay.
I think that was all the questions we have, or we don't have any questions here. But if you do have any questions, feel free to give us a call here at Senior Insurance Marketing. Our number is 877-800-3080. Again, 877-800-3080. And we'll be happy to help you out to get contracted with GTL. Or if you're already contracted with GTL, and if you do have questions or need supplies, give us a call or even a quote too. We can help you out as well. So we are at Senior Insurance Marketing. We're here to help you grow your business. And Michael, I appreciate your time today and talking to us about the.
And Todd, if I could say one last thing,
sure.
And that is just for everybody. Hey, we've been involved with Senior Insurance Marketing for a long time, and we love them. And the reason why we love them is because of how they take care of their agents. So if any of you guys are not with them, man, get signed up with them. And if you have any of your friends that aren't with them, hey, referrals, okay? Refer them to Senior Insurance Marketing and get signed up. They will never regret it.
Thanks, Michael. We really appreciate that because we strive to provide customer service to our agents and to exceed their expectations. So thanks. I appreciate
Beautiful.
that. And again, give us a call, 877-800-3080, and we'll be happy to help you out. And don't see any questions in the box. So everyone, have a great day, and look forward to hearing from you. Take care.
Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye. Bye, Todd.
Bye-bye.